Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is where we take your sources, all that reading material you've got piled up, and broil it down fast to what you really need to know.
So you can get informed quickly.
Exactly. And today, we're tackling something many think is kind of impossible. A budget-friendly trip to Sweden. Like, really epic, but without, emptying your bank account.
Right. We're looking specifically at how you can do it, proving a Swedish getaway is definitely doable. We'll focus a lot on the Skåne region, particularly the city of Helsingborg.
And balancing all that amazing nature with history, culture, the whole package.
That's the plan. We've dug into the material, and it gives a pretty clear blueprint, actually. It's about moving past this idea that Sweden is just universally expensive.
Okay, let's unpack this then. The first thing, the sort of core strategy that jumped out at me from the sources. It's less about finding super cheap hostels, maybe. More about the experiences.
Precisely. The foundational idea is that budget travel there is almost a cultural choice. You lean into what Swedes themselves often do.
Like packing a picnic, I saw that mentioned.
Yeah, packing food, skipping maybe pricey restaurants sometimes, looking for free or really good value exhibitions and museums. It's about sidestepping those high markups on prepared food, alcohol, that kind of thing.
Adopt that mindset, and suddenly it's not so daunting.
Exactly. The whole country kind of opens up differently.
And you see this reflected in some of the general destinations highlighted, right?
Right.
It's not just about saving money, it's about what you get for it. Like Gotland.
Oh, Gotland's a great example. Amazing nature, beautiful spots for swimming, sure, but the budget angle. Take the free ferry over to Faro.
Right. And you can walk among those, what do they call the rocks?
The rocks, yeah. Those incredible column-like rock formations, ancient things. Or just wander around medieval Visby. You're getting deep history, amazing geology, basically for the cost of your transport there.
Or Småland. That sounds incredible too. The enchanted forests, Astrid Lindgren's villages.
Yeah, the John Bauer Trail, the real Pippi Longstocking inspiration places. Again, experience-rich, not necessarily expense-heavy.
And even cities like Uppsala. Near Stockholm, but feels different.
Very stylish, definitely a cultural hotspot. But look at the value. Free concerts every Saturday at the huge Uppsala Cathedral, free entry to the Biotopia Museum, the Uppsala Art Museum.
So world-class culture is actually accessible if you know where to look.
That's the key takeaway. Know where to look.
Okay, that makes sense. You're sort of trading maybe a little convenience sometimes for much better value. Right, let's zoom in. Our main target, Helsingborg. The sources call it the Pearl of Skåne.
Yes, and what's really interesting about Helsingborg is its geography, its position. It's literally just 4 kilometers across the Øresund, straight from Helsingør in Denmark.
4 kilometers. Wow, that's incredibly close.
It makes it this crucial gateway, Always has been. Its history is completely tied up with Denmark because of that proximity.
And it's not a tiny place either. 8th largest city.
That's right. About 151,000 people live there. And get this, representing 165 different nationalities.
Whoa, 165.
Yeah.
That's a lot of diversity packed in. But hang on, if we're thinking budget travel, getting informed, does that strategic position, being a major hub, make it chaotic? Or maybe expensive?
That's a fair question. The sources mention it's a major transport and logistics hub.
Right.
Top rank for intelligent logistics.
Yeah, that sounds like industry jargon for a busy port city.
Yeah.
Maybe not the most relaxing place for a cultural trip.
Well, here's the interesting connection. That focus on intelligent logistics, it's actually tied into the city's identity now. It means they're really focused on efficient, sustainable transport,
Wow,
which directly supports their big goal, being climate neutral by 2030. You can see it in the areas like the Oceanhammon district. They're leveraging that port status for sustainability.
So the logistics thing actually helps create a better vibe, safe, welcoming.
Exactly. It fosters this balance. It feels like a small city in some ways, easy to manage, but has the amenities of a bigger town. Good work-life balance is apparently a big thing there.
Okay, that makes more sense. And speaking of that quality of life, that vibe,
Yeah.
we have to talk about the local customs. Beyond the standard fika, the coffee and cake break we all know.
Which is essential, of course.
Of course. But the really Helsingborg thing, Tura, what is that?
Tura. It's brilliant. It basically means getting on the ferry to Helsingør, the Danish town just across the water.
Right, the 20-minute ride.
And just staying on it, riding back and forth, maybe a few times. The whole point isn't to get off in Denmark.
Wait, you just ride the ferry?
Yeah. It's a social thing, like a floating living room. People hang out, chat, have a beer, eat maybe a classic shrimp sandwich or those red Danish sausages.
Hold on. We're talking budget travel, the picnic philosophy. And now we're saying pay for a ferry ticket just to sit on the ferry and eat a presumably not super cheap sandwich and drink beer. Isn't that kind of the opposite?
It sounds like it, I know. But that's where you get the deeper cultural insight, right? Tura isn't about being frugal in that moment. It's like an affordable luxury,
Right.
low-stakes escapism. The focus is on the shared enjoyment, the simple pleasure, that social connection. It's not about buying stuff. It's about buying like 40 minutes of relaxation on the water with friends and maybe a cheap beer. It really taps into that Swedish priority. Mental well-being, social time, over just pinching every single penny.
Okay, I see. So it's like a small investment in social connection and downtime, not just a waste of ferry fare.
Yeah,
It reframes it. It's part of the work-life balance thing.
absolutely. And speaking of unique local things, there was that snack mentioned, bulle med bull, bun with bun.
Yeah. Tell me about that. It sounds redundant.
Huh. It literally means bun with bun. It's a traditional sort of breakfast roll, but it's filled with another kind of bun, usually one of those chocolate and oat no-bake treats like a chocolate bowl.
So carbs filled with more carbs and chocolate and oats.
Pretty much. Dense, comforting, definitely a regional thing. Maybe good fuel if you're planning a long walk. Efficient, at least.
Efficiency and history seem to be themes here. Let's talk landmarks, starting with the big one, the tower that dominates the skyline.
You have to start with Kärnen. Helsingborg's super old, one of the oldest Nordic cities. And that tower, Kärnen, it's 35 meters high, part of the old castle.
And it's more than just a pretty building, right? It symbolizes something important.
Hugely important. It's basically the symbol of Sweden finally conquering and holding on to the Skåne region from the Danes centuries ago. Seeing the outside is free, understanding that history costs nothing, and climbing the terrace stairs nearby.
Free views.
Amazing panoramic views across the city, across the strait, right into Denmark. Free.
That's powerful. Connecting that ancient conquest to its modern role as this connection point to Denmark.
Yeah.
Okay, what else? The city seems to blend history with nature really well.
Oh, absolutely. Look at Swedish Castle and Gardens. It used to be a royal summer palace. World-famous gardens.
And the rhododendrons?
Yes, that's the big draw. Late May to mid-June, apparently 10,000 rhododendrons bloom. Must be incredible. The castle building itself closes in winter, but the gardens are open all year. Walking the grounds outside of special event times is often free or low cost.
10,000. Wow. Okay. And for even bigger scale history, Frederiksdal.
Frederiksdal Museums and Gardens. It's Sweden's largest open-air museum. Huge. 36 hectares. You get a whole historic town recreated, plus amazing gardens.
And the budget tip here.
Go in winter. The entire massive place is free to visit during the winter months. Quieter, different atmosphere, but you get full access. Great value.
Smart. And there are other cultural spots too.
Yeah, you've got the modern Dunkers Culture House that's got the art museum, theater, even the tourist office. And Marie Kirken, St. Mary's Church, beautiful 15th century Gothic building, the oldest in the city.
And the theater scene itself. The Helsingborg City Theater, Stadsteatern, it have quite a history.
It really does. The legendary director Ingmar Bergman ran it for a while back in the day, so serious pedigree.
Okay, and for someone wanting to actually go see a play there,
Yep.
any practical tips from the sources?
Yeah, a couple of neat specific things. They have lockers for your stuff, which is handy. And apparently, if you don't have the right coin for the locker, you can borrow one.
Oh, that's a nice little touch. Very considerate.
It is, but the warning is snacks and drinks inside the theater are usually pretty pricey. So stick to that picnic philosophy beforehand, maybe.
Good advice.